What's good, YouTube? You already know it's the weekend, so I'm looking for some videos to check out. And I did run across one. Let's see what's popping. She was popping with this video. Right? We can watch it together because I have not watched it. I have not watched it yet. All right. So this is 5 sleepers I want in every 25 rookie draft, and this by Dynasty Land Football, So some of you guys should know this guy, but of course, y'all can always go check out his channel if you like his stuff. Check out his channel. So let's see what he's talking about.
This year, he squatted 600 pounds, bench pressed 355, power clean 350, and also clocked in on GPS at 22.5 miles per hour. Savion Williams is the type of athlete you're trying to send over there to face the aliens, okay? Iguodala, if you know, you know. Anyway, in today's video, I'm bringing you 5, well, technically 6 of my favorite sleepers in the 2025 rookie class.
I hope Savion Williams not in there because we go disagree. You picked him to be one of the players that you go save the universe with? Boy, stop.
With one goal in mind in today's video, to get you on board this train, starting off with Bashul Tootin. Scootin' tootin' for the touchdown. Look, I'm a Virginia Cavaliers fan, born and raised. I mean, I literally attended games growing up, watching the Virginia Cavaliers get blown out by all the teams in the ACC. So I hate Virginia Tech, and I can sit here and tell you, Bashul Tootin, there is something special behind the curtain for this kid. First off, we're looking at a guy's 5'8", 211 pounds. I don't care about the height. 5'8" does not throw me off. 211 pounds is a good, weight frame, if you will. He's got impressive burst, which combined with that 5'8".
Look, I ain't gonna lie. This guy, only reason he caught my attention because it's Lance Zerlin's ratings came out, and he had him ranked number 6, and I was like, whoa. So I just started drafting him like the last round in best ball drafts because I was like, dang, he got him rated high. And then when I went go look at my list, I probably have him rated higher than others. He's sitting at like 12 on my list. And if he runs faster than a 4.54, he can go up one more spot. So not mad at him here. Surprisingly, this guy is surprisingly good, Let's see what else he got to say.
8 size, by the way, makes it almost impossible for a defensive lineman to find him. I mean, if they're getting through their block, they're like, where the hell is this kid? Super creative in the open field. When you get him into that second level of the defense, he has a real special ability to make his man miss. He has that home run hitting aspect to his game as well. He has that in his locker. His breakaway percentage up over 54%, which was 15th best in the nation. And he's genuinely, like I say this genuinely, so surprisingly good through contact. I did not expect it. I mean, I kind of looked at his profile and wrote him off before I watched his film, but after watching his film, I couldn't be more excited for him as a true deep sleeper in your rookie drafts. Yards after contact per attempt, he was 13th best in the nation, 4.4. Missed tackles forced, he was 16th best in the nation, forced 62 missed tackles. If you guys haven't heard yet, but we love our lemons to lemonade. We're looking at a running back, right? We want to see, can that running back do more with a touch than other running backs in his class? And we created the lemons to lemonade report. You can see here, Bashul Tootin ranks 3rd out of 25 running backs in this class that I tracked so far at creating more per touch, missed tackles forced per attempt. All right, strip away the offensive line, strip away the offense, the conference, every time you get a carry, every time you get that toke, all right? And are you doing more with that opportunity than the rest of the class? And we've got a great example here of a guy like Tootin who could be a hidden gem in this class. Every opportunity, he did more with it than what you might have expected. You know, Ashton Genty's up there at a 0.40, which is historically great. Missed tackles forced per attempt number. But we see Bashul Tootin constantly making some lemonade, all right? We see that time and time again. Overall, an extremely underrated player. I mean, if you compare him to some of the other running backs in this class, let's just compare Bashul Tootin's 2024 season to Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson, Ollie Gordon. Let's have a look at this. So some, key metrics here, for example, yards per attempt. Quinshon Judkins, splitting a backfield. I know it was the Big Ten versus the ACC, but still, Quinshon Judkins splitting the backfield with Travion Henderson, not even getting a full workload, right? Less carries than Bashul Tootin, still less efficient. Dylan Sampson, right? He had a huge amount of carries, so I don't take that too seriously. But even a name like Ollie Gordon, again, Bashul Tootin is a very efficient running back, doing the most with every touch that he gets. His breakaway percentage is better than any of those names. His elusive rating is better than any of those names. Now, he's second in avoided tackles. Dylan Sampson is also very good at breaking tackles. In fact, Dylan Sampson, I kind of view Bashul Tootin as the discount Dylan Sampson in this class. Everyone loves Dylan Sampson, and rightfully so, but there should be more love for Bashul Tootin. And if you look at yards to contact per attempt, he is in a category of his own when you compare him to the Judkins, the Sampson, the Gordon. And again, that is per attempt. Per attempt, he is doing more after contact than the rest of those names that a lot of people love in this class. And look, if you love diving into the upcoming rookie class, you want to know these deep sleepers that a lot of people aren't really highlighting right now. Well, we just released version 2 of our rookie report. Here is Bashul Tootin's profile, just as an example. Things that we talked about today, right? And, for example, you can see there in the pro comp section, I talked about Jaylen Warren as his pro comp. Honestly, that feels like a low ceiling comp for him, but I can't help but see Jaylen Warren when I watch his game. Like, floor comp is a little Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert was a nightmare to bring down, his rookie contract there in Chicago. So put Bashul Tootin in the right situation. I think he could produce. For example, put Bashul Tootin in Kamani Vidal's shoes last year. I think he could have definitely produced for the Chargers. But if you want to get access to that rookie report, you can become a member with the promo code LAND on the Flock site. Just have to be a Mother Flocker member.
So while he talking, I've just been going on PFF, looking at his stuff. I went and looked at his stats, went back to my notes, and he that dude. he that dude. He was that dude like every year. He that dude. Now, when he said a Dylan Sampson discount, I don't know about that. Like, Dylan Sampson is fast. Like, they shouldn't be put in the same. You talking about someone that has clocked 4.3 speed. The last thing I had clocked for Tootin is 4.72. They should not be put in the same sentences because, nah, that shouldn't happen. But dude is good. I mean, this is a good deep running back class, though. Some of these good players just gonna slip through this crack and not get the draft capital they should have got. They would have gotten another class. Like, a lot of these players should have came out last year.
Let's get on to our second player here, which is Kyle Williams. Look, the reality is, like, sleeper.
Okay, so I don't know if this dude did the same thing I did. Kyle Williams is another player when I was looking at Lance Zierlein on ratings that was a little higher than usual. I was like, Kyle Williams, who the hell is that? And it's not, he ain't that high on that. It's just like, out of all the names that I didn't update their profile, he stuck out on the list. I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he's the 14th ranked player on Zerland list. And when I went and looked, when I went and updated his profile. Now I'm not saying that I put him, super high, but I will say I like what I seen. If he was to get the draft capital, if he got second round draft capital, I'll be all in. But I haven't heard this man's name whatsoever, so I doubt that happens. If he got like top of the third draft capital, like something like, because I still hold out hope for a couple of players that I really like. They got top of the third draft capital. That would be like, I think Corley, and I think it was someone else last year. But Corley is one of them that I really like. And like he was taking like, it was on Jermaine Burton, very top of the third. So I still hold out for a little hope for those couple wide receivers, but I usually don't touch wide receivers once they don't. If you don't get second round draft capital, I don't want to touch you. I don't want you to become a roster clogger that I'm sitting there hoping you turn into something. So I rather bet against you than bet on you. That's pretty much how I play Dynasty. But like this film, Yak Master was able to get separation. I mean, he just has no pedigree, 0-star recruit. Played 5 years, small hands. That's his negatives, but he produced. Film looked good. I mean, he's a good wide receiver, so I'm pretty sure he's going to say the same.
Today, guys, I feel like with Twitter and all these different resources, it's really hard to have a true sleeper in a Dynasty rookie draft anymore. Everybody knows every name. But I think this is one name where I have not heard anybody in the industry talk about, and I am so excited to finally tell you about him, Kyle Williams, all right, out of Washington State. All right, so we've got a guy who is 5'10", 182 pounds. That is kind of ideal for today's NFL wide receiver. We've got a player who originally was playing quarterback in high school, but then switched to wide receiver his senior season of high school. Didn't get, a high level of recruit, but has played really well for Washington State. He has a 21st best receiving grade for PFF, a high yards per route run, but where he really shines is his yak threat. He is a tier 1 yak threat. Extremely difficult to bring down in the open field. That combo of burst and speed and break tackle ability and elusiveness is special. I mean, he actually was 8th in yak per reception, 8th best in the nation. Tons of versatility. I mean, seriously, go watch this guy's film. You can line him up wherever you want. You want to put him down the field to stretch the
for the amount of targets and catches he got, he was really the best in the nation. His yak production, if you're going by PFF. When I put in what did I do? Put in 50% of 171, which was the targets. He was number 1 in yak per catches, yards per catches. So you could say he's the best in the nation at it.
The defense, do it. You want to put him in the screen game? You want to put him in the wildcat? You want to give him an end around? He can be extremely versatile for your team. 74% of his snaps were out wide. 25% of his snaps were in the slot. He's got game-changing juice. You go watch his film, you'll see pretty much once per game, he is just ridiculously fluid and juicy in the open field. That sounds really weird, actually, now that I'm saying that. I love his release off the line of scrimmage. Great awareness to exploit zone coverage, which not everybody has. Like, he can sit in that pocket and get real comfy waiting for his quarterback to get him the ball. That's high IQ. Showcases those late hands, right? So you see the ball coming over your shoulder, but you got the DB right on you. In high school, maybe you're like, okay, let me get this, right? Let me put my hands out. No, you don't want that defender to know the ball's coming your way. He's got those late hands, right? If that makes sense. We love to see that. Great concentration on deep balls. Had a 62.5% contested catch rate. He caught 10 out of 16 contested catches. Now, look, he's not a perfect prospect. That's why he's in the sleepers video. He's a late breakout. He's not polished as a route runner just yet. His route tree is relatively simplified. He had a ton of manufactured touches, but I think he could be a very fun developmental wide receiver. The ceiling, I see some Jaden Reed to his game.
Hey man, I like this guy. I like I was thinking the same thing when I looked at his profile. I just was like, he haven't Jaden Reed, stood out doing on Senior Bowl, but this guy, he went to, what is that called? The Shrine Bowl. I didn't hear anything about this guy. So that's my only thing. So I doubt he's going to get second round draft capital. If he was to get second round draft capital, he would earn my potential wide receiver 1 badge. The same thing Jaden Reed was able to earn with his draft capital. But I highly doubt he's going to get this kind of draft capital because I haven't heard of him. But I do like his film. Definitely love his film. I don't know how he looked fast on film, but I don't know how fast he's actually going to be. But it's not like I need a wide receiver to be super fast or anything. I just need him to have adequate speed. But he definitely on point with this one. And I do believe he can win at all levels. To be honest with you, now I will say, if he would have came out last year, I would have said trash. I didn't like his he had a bunch of manufactured touches. I didn't like the analytics on him, but this is the year. Hey, he blew stuff out the water, like touchdowns wise, yard per route wise, got better, yak wise. He blew it out the water this year. So
Demarcus Robinson, maybe, as a lower floor ceiling. At minimum, he's giving you what De'Ami Brown, Ray McLeod is giving their offenses, but I think he could be a perfect fit. And again, I'll show you his profile, another little preview of our rookie report, where I think he'd be the perfect fit for the Commanders, right? That number 2 development upside. Maybe they bring back De'Ami Brown and Kyle Williams is this fun kind of what if project. The Rams would be perfect. The Raiders would be perfect as a secondary option. All right, moving on. Let's talk about R.J. Harvey.
Nah, he know R.J. Harvey not asleep, but stop playing. A lot of people mention R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey kind of remind me of Ray Cloud. Just looking at his profile. Now, why did I say Ray Cloud? Ray Davis. Just glancing at his profile, he reminds me of Ray Davis. Now, R.J. Harvey, the negative thing about him, when I continue to look, because it looks good. I mean, touchdown monster, 6th in missed tackles force, vision, excellent footwork. When I went and looked, he was the worst, pretty much the worst running back and pass blocking in this draft that's going to get drafted. He's the worst. There's only like one person worse than him, and I never heard of the guy. So sure, that man is not going to get drafted. He's going to be the worst pass blocking running back to be drafted. Now, that's not always a knock if he's going to be used in the passing game. Someone like Gibbs was a very bad running back pass blocker. So we'll see. Now, another red flag that's sitting on his profile, 6-year player. 6 years he spent in college. That means he on the older side. I don't like that.
Now, R.J. Harvey and Bashul Tutin, they're different players, but they kind of, the reasons I love them are kind of similar, right? R.J. Harvey, 5'8", 207 pounds. So another guy at 5'8", not the tallest prospect, low center of gravity type of player. But at the Senior Bowl, he did weigh in at 207 pounds. We love to see that. At least there is some beef on those. I was going to say cakes. What the hell is wrong with me today? But here's the deal. 6.8 yards per attempt, 9th best in the nation, 14th best run grade, has reliable hands, and is a legitimate receiving threat out of the backfield. I mean, this isn't just like a check down. Like, he wasn't just there as like, I'm available, throw it to me. No, he's running legitimate routes out of the backfield. He can be an integral part of a passing attack in the NFL, has that quick feet plus vision combo. So the feet are there. They're moving, but the vision is also telling him, I know exactly how to exploit the offensive line here. And again, just like Bashul Tutin, he is surprisingly great through contact, has this slithery ability to evade arm tackles, more difficult to bring down than you might think based off his size and frame. So if you look at missed tackles forced, he forced 69 missed tackles, which was 8th highest in the nation. And again, we go back to our lemons to lemonade report. I mean, was RJ Harvey making lemonade? All right. Did he just have the lemons? All right. Did he get the lemons and say, you know what? This is fine. I like lemons. Let me put some on my pad thai. Or did he say, what could I do with this lemon? Could I make some money? No, he's making his own lemonade stand. He was 5th out of 25 running backs.
Let me look at this report, man. Ashton Genty, number 1, Scatterboo. Hey, I'm a Scatterboo fan, so you mad at Tootin, Hunter film look good. So that's the top 5. He got Caleb Johnson. Come on, man. Caleb Johnson was handed lemonade. He had one of the best blocking lines in the nation, if not the best. He was handed lemonade. Maybe he put ice in the lemonade, but he didn't turn lemons to lemonade. Stopped it. Stop the madness. I'm getting tired of the glaze of Caleb Johnson. It's getting crazy, folks. Getting crazy. God dang it. Now, this man right here, Amari Hampton, was the offense. Highest dominator rating I've ever seen. He was the offense. This is the man that should be getting the glaze, but for some reason, people keep pumping Caleb Johnson up. And what's going to make me mad, he's probably going to get a good landing spot, and it's just like, it's not going to stop. It's not. I really hope he get a neutral landing spot so the glaze could be paused. It could be put on pause.
That we tracked on the All Lemons to Lemonade team, 0.30 missed tackles forced per attempt, extremely elusive in the open field. And again, we at least at the Senior Bowl, we had a reliable weight at 207 pounds. Now, here's the difficult part with both Tutin and RJ Harvey, which I didn't mention with Tutin. They both have big fumble concerns. All right. I mean, these guys have a ton of fumbles since they became starters at their colleges. For RJ Harvey, obviously at UCF, for Bashul Tutin, obviously at Virginia Tech. The fumble concerns are a major red flag. So that might be a reason why they fall in their classes. But last thing I'll say about RJ Harvey here before we go on to some comparisons is he set a UCF record with 5 consecutive 100-plus rushing yard games in the year 2023. And then if we look at him compared to the rest of the class, let's do that same exact practice that we did with Bashul Tutin earlier. Let's compare RJ Harvey to the Quinshon Judkins, the Dylan Sampsons, the Ollie Gordons. Because again, I love Dylan Sampson, but everybody's already talking about Dylan Sampson. Let's get people to start talking about RJ Harvey a little bit more. He led that group in rushing yards and yards per attempt. Yes, I know it's the Big 12, right? Some of these.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Boy, when you got Judkins up here and Dylan, they was definitely going against totally different competition. You know, one ain't the same. Like, that's why I was like, you mentioned Dylan Sampson, who is fast and producing the SEC. You better stop it.
These guys are in better conferences. He led them in elusive rating, and he led them in yards after contact per attempt. So again, a guy who's constantly doing more with less. My comps for him, I think he's a Walmart Kyron Williams. I'm not saying he'll be that good of a player, but he has that type of body, that type of frame, that kind of like decisiveness to say, you're not going to stop me. I don't care if you think I'm undersized. And his floor comp is more of like a Boston Scott. And I was so excited to see one of my favorite NFL draft analysts put him in their top 100 big board. Dane Brugler of The Athletic had him 95th out of 100. And here's what he wrote. He said, though he doesn't have the power to drive through the first level, Harvey is a dynamic make-you-miss runner using his tempo and burst, 54 carries of 10-plus yards in 2024. Those skills made him a frequent visitor to the end zone. UCF record 48 career touchdowns. So I was so thrilled to see that one of my favorites in the industry also saw what I saw in RJ Harvey. And you can see, again, my profile here for him in our rookie report. I think he'd be a great fit in Washington if they wanted to replace Austin Eckler long term. The Patriots could use a change of pace back like this. The Giants, if you want to complement Tyrone Tracy. Before I get into the next player, if you want a customized game plan for your Dynasty offseason, get the playbook by becoming a yearly mother.
So, yeah, I'm surprised he didn't mention Ray Rice, because that's what he reminded me of. It looked like they earned the same predictive badges, pretty much, and it's like the same size. Ray Davis, I mean, well, not the exact. Both of them earned the touchdown machine badge, and around that same exact size. He's like, Ray Davis is 5'8", 211. So yeah, definitely can see, him being a good committee back.
Flocker member with the promo code LAND. Not only do you get that play, back to the video. All right, moving on. Our fourth player here, Savion Williams. I love.
Mm-mm. 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 If y'all watch my other videos, Savion Williams is just a AD Mitchell clone. So all the people that like Savion Williams like AD Mitchell. And at least I seen some separation on field for AD Mitchell. I don't even think didn't see no separation like that for Williams. I put in his profile limited route tree manufactured touches. Let me see. Let me see. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me look at his yards per route run. Maybe I'm tripping. Because everybody, nope, 2.1. That was as high as, and it was still pretty low. It don't, meet my expectations, but let's see what he got to say. Convince me.
Me some Savion Williams. Don't know what he's going to be in the NFL. We have to acknowledge that. Like, he's such a unique player. In fact, there is only one Savion Williams in the entire draft class. Okay. By far, easily the most unique wide receiver prospect we have in this class.
I'm just saying, people love these contested catches that can get some yak. They love these contested catches that can get a little yak. And that analytics don't be looking good on them. Dude got a high on target balls drop rate, really high, and he's a contested catcher. I don't like that. So
class at 6'5", 225 pounds. He was on Bruce Feldman's freak list. Feldman also talks about how this year he squatted 600 pounds, bench pressed 355, power clean 350, and also clocked in on GPS at 22 and a half miles per hour. The guy is an absolute freak. You'd build him in a lab if you're looking for the best athletes, right? If we're going to go face the aliens on a different planet and we're going to play NFL, Savion Williams is the type of athlete you're trying to send over there to face the aliens, okay? Iguodala, if you know. Anyway, look, very interesting player. He is that versatile Swiss Army knife for TCU. Not only contributed as a wide receiver, but also used as a running back, used in different formations, including the Wildcat very often. He had 60 receptions, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns, but he also had 322 rushing yards on 51 attempts, 6.3 yards per attempt, and 6 rushing touchdowns. So much versatility to his game. You can't help but see some Cordero Patterson. If we want to talk about a ceiling comp, the ceiling comp is Cordero Patterson, who, if he was coming out in the NFL today, would have been used, I think, a lot more frequently. Lightning quick release, A1 quickness and long run speed. Again, clocked in at 22 and a half miles per hour at 6'5". Like, this is ridiculous. He's an X-factor yak threat. But the issues are there's a lot of red flags, right? There's little to no nuance in his route running. He's extremely inconsistent with his ball skills. and he's a fifth-year senior breakout. So I can see why there are some concerns. I mean, the floor comp, I told you, Cordero Patterson's the ceiling comp, but the floor comp is Laviska Shenault. That's as bad as it could get, right? But Savion Williams, I think he'd be a really good fit with the Broncos. Sean Payton keeps talking about how he wants his joker. Well, what if it's in the size of a 6'5" monster freak athlete? I think he'd be great with the Dolphins with that speed, and the Steelers just desperately need some sort of, explosive player like that. All right, the fifth player we're going to talk about today, not really a sleeper anymore because this guy dominated the Senior Bowl, probably the tight end standout at the Senior Bowl. That is Elijah Arroyo, but I do want to show him some love, and I'll explain because I wanted to tell you guys how actually high I am on him.
Yeah, definitely not a sleeper, and let's be real. Was anyone talking about him before the Senior Bowl? Like, that man wasn't getting love like that. Stop it. And if y'all can find something, let me know. But he wasn't getting love like that before he stood out during the Senior Bowl practices. But decent profile. I have him marked down as my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. He's number 5 currently on my ranking. So hey, it's gonna be all about the draft capital he get for me. Um, I'm not just gonna throw him on my team. I get tired of watching tight ends not produce. They end up being roster cloggers, because they're not producing. You already know for most tight ends, if you draft them, you're gonna be holding them for a minute. They probably won't produce on your team. You probably gonna get tired of seeing them, especially if they don't get like no play the first season. You're probably gonna drop them, and they're gonna be on someone else's team. They finally gonna produce on someone else's team. They might produce on the third person that owns them team, because the second person might pick them up, and then it barely give no production, and he drop them. Third person like, I still like Elijah Arroyo, so he pick him up, and then bam, he finally gets some production out of him. Like tight ends, and they real fickle, man.
In this class, because I'm very high on him. The Senior Bowl really made me dive into his film. And I'll tell you this, he is ridiculously smooth on his routes. If he's moving left to right or right to left, he can do it in a flash, and he does it with grace. There's not like this clunky movements that you see with these tight ends. No, there's grace, there's decisiveness, there's plant the foot and go. He can beat you on a multitude of routes. He's a ridiculous yak threat. I envision an offense scheming him up the way that the Dolphins schemed up Jonnu Smith this last season. That's how I envision you using him. He can be a true difference maker after the catch. He actually ranked first amongst tight ends in yak per reception. Some of that was on these deep broken plays, but still, he was fantastic after the catch. Great, game-changing suddenness and speed combo. Moves as good as any other tight end in this class, and he's got ideal size. I think I can't help but see Zach Ertz when I watch his game. That is the ceiling comp. It's not the guaranteed outcome, but there's a ton of Zach Ertz. There's a ton of David Njoku. Can't help but see it with the Miami helmet. And then I think his ceiling comp is like what Jonnu Smith was to the NFL before 2024. Like this guy where, okay, you give him a couple targets per game. Like that is the floor comp. He can be dynamic. He can be explosive, but you need the right offensive coordinator to really unleash his game. And also great to see that he made Dane Brugler's athletic top 100 big board as well. Here's what Dane had to say about him. He said, an awesome athlete at 251 pounds, Arroyo gets in and out of his breaks with efficiency and speed to consistently create separation, making him a threat to score anytime he touches the ball. He will need to prove himself through contact in the pass game at the next level, where he won't be given as much space to operate, which is true. One thing that is a question mark is we don't really know exactly how he is catching through contact. I mean, he only had 5 contested catch opportunities this entire season, but I wanted to highlight him. I know we all know him, but this is how high I am on him. If you look at my Superflex big board right now in our rookie report, you can see he is ranked 17th. I have him right in the same category as a Matthew Golden. He's right behind those quarterbacks in Cam Moore, Shedeur Sanders. Again, it's a big board, right? Big board doesn't account for draft capital yet, but really big fan of Elijah Arroyo. I would not be surprised if he's an early second-round pick in your rookie drafts. Don't sleep on him. I'll show you his rookie draft guide profile here if you want to have a look at it and pause. Again, little preview of that. And I'll end on an honorable mention. I released my rookie running.
Well, before you do the honorable mention, he threw me off when he said how high he was on him. Right now, there's only a few tight ends that has a chance to earn my potential tight end one badge. And most of them probably won't get the draft capital to do so, but it would be Harold Fine Jr., Mason Taylor, Gunnar Helm, and Terrence Ferguson. Those are the only ones. Now, Arroyo did earn my certified tight end badge. I mean, he's going to be good. Like, he's going to be fine. So that's one thing. He is going to be fine. Like, I'm confident of that. When he get his opportunity, eventually he'll produce.
Running back rankings a couple weeks ago, about a week ago, and there's one name that was consistently talked about. All right, where's LeKent Allen? Where the hell is LeKent Allen? All right.
Whoa! Hey, I was on Twitter some weeks ago wondering, like, because I updated a profile on Quentin Allen, and I was like, why is nobody talking about LaQuint Allen? As soon as I said that, like, next couple of days, I heard best ball people talk about LaQuint Allen. But I was like, why is nobody talking about this dude? When I seen where he at? He earned a couple badges. I was like, oh, this should make the fantasy people salivate. Why am I not following this dude? Let me type in. He must be higher than I. There you go, because he's way up there. Like, he's up in my top 10. And he's not gonna stay there. But I'm just saying, as a raw prospect, that's how high I got him. He earned a. He's probably not gonna get the draft capital. So if he did get the draft capital, he would earn a high value touches badge, early declare badge, and that's letting me know right there that he got some good news because this man come out early, but I just wasn't hearing people talk about him. Early declare badge, the steady progress badge. Dude caught 64 passes this past season. Will be the best running back pass blocker to be drafted if he's drafted. He's gonna be the best because the other guy, I think, who had a better PFF pass blocking grade than him, that's a running back, never heard of him. So he's not gonna be drafted. So, but this guy, I will say, I said runs like a bull in a china shop, but he can catch. And I put decent but effective footwork. He has vision though. So I like this guy. I like them. Awkward profile. I don't know how the NFL is gonna like him, but I like him. So I have drafted him, a few times in underdog best ball draft because you got the drafts where you're able to draft the rookies right now. So I have drafted him, but let's see what this guy has to say about him.
LeKent Allen is top 10 in my opinion. You got to watch his film. No LeKent Allen. LeKent's a sleeper. Todd McShay has him top 5, right? I mean, my entire comment section is just completely full of people talking about LeKent Allen. I'll tell you right now, I have not scouted him just yet, but if you're looking for a consensus rookie sleeper, everyone's rookie sleeper is LeKent Allen right now. I'm excited to dive into his film. What I will say, if you look at his stats, I don't love that he averaged 4.3 and 4.5 yards per carry as a starter in the last 2 seasons at Syracuse and the ACC. I don't love that. But if you look at his receiving profile, he had 64 catches, 21 yards, and 4 touchdowns this season. So clearly people love him because of his receiving upside. I'm excited to dive into him more. His profile will be in V3 of our rookie report coming out after the combine. So I'm excited to scout him, but that is your consensus sleeper amongst the community to put his name out.
Yeah, so yeah, there you have it. There you have it. So another guy, Bashard Smith. Yeah, Rashard Smith got in my top 10 just as a raw prospect scorer. I really like that dude. I really like his film. He's all around football player, um, converted wide receiver. So this probably be the Antonio Gibson of this, of this class. So um, I even put in on what I put all around football player will definitely make a roster. Um, Good footwork, fast, has visions. Spammer of the Madden spin move. Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. I said won't lose much yardage. Can be slippery. So I like this guy. The problem is he is on the slender side. 195. He 5'9", 195. Slender side. But he'll have decent speed. He can definitely play special team. Like that's why I say he's an all around good football player. He's gonna make a team. I'm fine with that. He gonna stick around the team. Just need to be healthy. Man could definitely play. I picked him a few times in late round in on but this video didn't got long. Tell me y'all thoughts. Do y'all have any sleepers that no one talking about? Peace.